Hello everyone, the Klaus here, and today guys I'm going to review a Megabloks Dragons Universe set released in 2011 as part of the first wave of this year, and it's going to be the Hyper Assault Dragon Slayer set. So for those who do not know this Dragons Universe theme, well, it's quite simple. It takes place in a sci-fi universe in which two sides are fighting each other, like usual, I'm gonna say, and one of the side is the humans, called the Alliance, and the other side is the Predators, which are dragons. And well, that's all you need to know to understand this set, because as you can see, we're going to have one ship of the Alliance, one figure from the Alliance, and one dragon from the Predators side. So that said, you got the logo right there, some gimmicks shown here, obviously the set right there, the fact that you got a dragon and a ship included, I just mentioned that. You're also going to have a bonus CD-ROM, and then you have the usual information right there, so the edge recommendation, the number of parts, the set number, and also the QR code you can scan with your mobile phone to have some information on this set. I think it will redirect you to the Megabloks website when you scan this little thing right there. On the top of the box, you will have the two figures included into this set, Captain Fronto and Wartooth. The other sides do not really show anything really relevant. On the back of the box, you're going to have another shot of the spaceship, which in fact is called the Mako, and not the Hyper Assault Dragon Slayer, because this is the name of the set, not the name of the ship itself. Captain Fronto, Wartooth right there, the CD-ROM, the gimmicks, and then all the sets, well, most of the sets from the first wave. It just lacks the troop pack, the figures pack, and also Gold Wedge, one of the mid-sized exclusive dragon. You can also notice that they show you the first three ships released in 2010. Now the instruction booklet, nothing really interesting to mention. Parts list, so if you have some broken or missing, you can order them for free at the Megabloks customer service website. The instructions, quite clear to understand. One page for the gimmicks. And then on the back page, it's quite weird because they show you another name for this guy, but Captain Kato is a name from a soldier from 2010, in fact, so it's quite a misspelled things right there. And also they show you all the sets, but from 2010 right there, so it's quite weird. Then you also have a nice poster showing you all the figures from both sides, so all the Alliance soldiers right there, and all the Predators dragons here. You can also notice all the 4 ships and the dragons they reviewed yesterday, Flame Drake, on top of the poster. And then the CD-ROM itself, which contains an exclusive level to the Dragons Universe Flash web game. And that said, let's move on to the set itself, and first the figures. So first Captain Fronto, which look like that. So the mod is not new. In fact, the only new thing is the recolor, and in fact, not the whole body is recolored, because as you can see, just the head and the shoulder pads will be recolored in a dark red color. And as you can see, the things on his side, like the Alliance logo and his rank insignia, will be colored in black. Also, his visor will be colored in gold. And in fact, that's what I like to call lazy recolor, because in fact they just decided to recolor the head and the shoulder pads. So it might look quite weird, but well, I think you will get used to it. And in fact, on the box, it really shows you some bright red color, and in fact it's really a dark red color in the set itself. So I think it looks much better with dark red, because the dark red is kind of the same shade as the dark gray, in fact. So it's all white. In terms of articulations, for those who do not know these things, well, you got the head can be turned, not that much because of the things on the side of his body armor. Then you have the ball joint on the shoulder, which allows you 360 movement, also on the sides. Then you have the elbow, which can move up to 90 degrees, as you can see, and you can turn the hands freely. Then the waist part can be turned independently from the body, which is quite useful. The legs here is put on a ball joint, and finally the knee section can move a little less than 90 degrees, as you can see. Then this guy comes with two objects, one shield, which is quite nice because it's a trans-orange shield, which was only available before on the biggest set of the Dragons Universe line, so it's quite nice to have a trans-orange shield in a set which costs like $20. And then the weapon, one of the new molds from 2011, plus once again two trans-orange laser parts, which were once again quite rare. As you can see, we got two handles, so you can put the weapon on the back, or you can put the second handle in the second hand of this soldier. Here we go for a little turnaround, and there you go. You got Captain Fronto, well equipped, and even if the wheel color is not the best ever because it's just the head and the shoulder pad, at least I think you will get used to it and you will like it. You will like it, I think. Now it's time to launch the dragon, and once again there is absolutely no new mold in this little size dragon, small size dragon, which are also known as primal dragons. So for those who want to know the real name of this thing, it's a primal dragon, and of course this one is called Wartooth. So the only new thing is the recolor is going to be mostly green and light green, as you can see. I don't know the name for this green. I forgot about it, but well, still. So there's some lime green and some normal green right there, as you can see. And as you can see, the body, there will be no injection of colors in the body or the wings. In fact, the only little thing will be a little, as you can see, fade from green to light green, which will be then cut, if I can say so, with some with the clothes once again in green. So I really like this effect of a little fade, and then the clothes are the same color as the rest of the body. So it's a nice effect. You can also notice the teeth, which are white, and obviously the tongue, which is painted, which is a nice detail. Also, for those who do not know this type of figures, it's quite simple. You have a body, and on this body you have different points of connection, like for example 4 points for the legs, 1 point for the head, for the wings, tail, and the weapon. Then you got the articulation, so 1 ball joint per limb, as you can see, so it allows you some movement, and also on the side, which is quite useful sometimes. Then the weapon can be turned on the side. The head is mounted on a ball joint, so no big problem, plus it can open the mouth. And finally, the wings can also be moved because they are linked on, it's just one big part linked on these 2 points of connection, and if you want, you can turn the tail on the side, even if I think it's not supposed to. And well, that's all for Wartooth, guys. So it's a pretty nice dragon. I quite like his color scheme, but really nothing really new. The same old mold as 2010. So, well, a nice. I think it's a nice, nice dragon to add to your dragons collection. And that's it. It's time to move on to the big thing of this review, well, the Mako itself, the ship or spaceship, call it whatever you want. So here we go. So we're going to first begin the construction or the building with this big part. So this big white part plus the handles, which are linked in one big part. It will be quite useful later on for the playability of this set, but we're going to see that later on. Then on top of this white part, we're going to add some inverse slope bricks like that, as you can see, and also more importantly some of this L-shaped brick, because as you can see these bricks have some studs on top of them, as you can see, which is quite normal, simple, but they also have studs on the side, and it's going to be quite useful to link parts right there and to really add some more curves to the overall model. Except for that, as you can see, we're going to add a new big mold on the front, because well, this thing is called the Mako, which is a shark, and as you can see, it got the head of the shark, as you can see, with some, for example, the little eyes right there. So really cool looking thing, plus some nice, I think it's nice curves and a nice soft feeling. Then you have the cockpit itself, plus the seat right there, the little glass. Notice that the glass on the box and on the instrument booklet is shown as orange, but it comes in trans smoke, in a trans smoke color, in fact. And it's not a problem for my set. All the sets are like that. In fact, I haven't ordered a part because I think it was I thought it was a mistake, but no, it really was this color which was intended, which was used on the set. So well, don't be fooled by the box and the instrument booklet. You will have a trans smoke glass. Then, apart from that, you can notice some slop bricks used right there and here. Of course, the color scheme, I didn't mention it, but it's mostly white, dark red, and dark gray, with some touches of black and transparent orange. Then you also have these many parts on the middle of the shape, which are quite useful because they feature many points of connection, like these two connectors, which will be quite useful to link the wings. Also, these two pins right there, which will be useful to link the core of the ship, or the reactor, or generator, call it whatever you want. And then this point of connection to link a little part that we'll see later on. Notice the plates used right there. Once again, some bricks with some studs on the sides, so it's it's a nice part. Some sloped bricks all over the place. And here we go. Now it's time to put on some parts to bulk these things up. First, this plate with some curved parts. It will be linked right there. And on the remaining studs, I'm going to link this, once again, L-shaped part, but this time in black, not in dark gray, with some nice little, reactor part, call it whatever you want, and it will be linked like that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, with the same parts. Like that. Then I will be linking, I think, yes, this part. Notice that the parts are printed, it's not a sticker. So nice Alliance logo print. Even if I think the kitty could have been better because it's quite bold, if you want my opinion, but well, here we go. Then I'm going to link this part, which was used before as a glass or as a window. Here it's used, as you can see, as a part to hold the storage area, because you're going to have a little storage compartment right there, as you can see. Plus, it really adds some nice curves to the, some nice curve and shapes to the overall ship. I'm now going to link this big chain gun, as you can see, big part, and then some parts will be added, like a little fin and stuff like that, on top of that. I'm going to use once again this L-shaped parts to link my chain gun. Once again, I'm going to do this 3 times. Here we go. Then I'm going to add the cores of the ship, and in fact the core are really an important thing in the Dragons universe sim. So here we go. It's a recolor for those who want to know. It was first released in transparent blue and in dark gray. Here it's in silver and transparent orange. I will of course use the pins I mentioned earlier, which are placed on the sides. Here we go. Now I'm going to link the wings, which once again are some new molds, as you can see. And unlike the wings from the first 3 ships released in 2010, here, as you can see, the ball joint is not going to be put on the side, but directly be on the bottom of the piece of the part itself, which is quite useful, as we will notice later on. Notice also the different points of connection here and there, on the top of that with some studs and some pinholes. A great looking part. There we go. And finally, just have to put this little wipers. You can just fire by pressing this red button. Also notice that you have a spare missing in the box. So if you lost this one, at least you have a second one. There we go. And in fact, that's all. I just finished, excuse me, the ship. So it'll turn around. Here we go. And maybe I'm going to add some more books so you can see the spaceship from another angle. There we go, another shot. And well, now let's talk about the gimmicks and functions of this set. So first, of course, the handle, which is quite useful because if you just let it like that, it will serve as a stand, which is quite useful if you want to just put your set on the shelf. It will just look great because of this little stand. Then you can also close these things with your hands, and it will be used as an handle if you want to swoosh around your little ship, make it fly around your room or your house or your garden or stuff like that. And also, it's quite useful because now your finger is directly in front of the trigger of the missile, so you can fire these things quite easily. Here we go. And also, if you just do not want this thing, you can also just put it like that. That was not supposed to happen, but yeah, you can do. You can also do that if you just want to put this off. But well, for the review, I'm going to just. Oh yeah, and don't be surprised, but my black connector has just cracked, so that's why the wings just mess around with me. But well, in your all new set, it will be okay. Just be careful when you put the ball joints in those connectors because they are quite easy to break. But well, if you just broke one, just order one for free on the Megabloks customer service website. And that's what I'm going to do, I think. So well, I was talking about the handle. You can also notice, of course, this compartment which can be opened and closed, in which I'm going to put the shield and the weapon of Captain Fronto. And then finally, you got the wings, which are quite interesting because, like I said, they are mounted on ball joints, and thanks to that, you can easily change the shape. So, for example, if you want something smooth, you can just let it like that. But if you want to make some real wings, you can just do that if you want. As you can see. You can move them a little down if you want. You can also move them on the sides like that. You can really do whatever you want with these wings, and it's really cool because you can give some nice shape to the overall ship. In fact, it's up to you to change the overall shape of the ship thanks to these two wings, which can be moved thanks to the ball joints. You can even move these things on the front if you want. Well, whatever you want, but you can do what you want, and it's a really nice idea. And that said, I think that's all. So I'm just going to put them in wing mode, if you can say so. I'm going to do a little comparison size before that, and then it will be the sum up, I think, of this set. So here is with the Captain Fronto, and here is with the dragon itself, Wartooth. I'm going to put the shield in there, also the weapon. Is these things just want to close? Yeah, sometimes it also doesn't really want to close, so there will still some little problems, at least with my set. It's not all perfect and all beautiful, but most of the parts have a nice clutch and stuff like that. This one is just... Ah, come on. Excuse me, guys. I'm just going to keep on. Going to put the guy in his seat. And here we go. So the sum up. So first, the sum up about the figures first. So yes, Kaizen Fronto. So like I said, the recolor is not the best ever because it's quite simple. It's just the head and the shoulder part recolored. So it might look weird at first, but you might get used to it and really like it. I think it's quite cool, but well, not the best. Like I said, then you still have some good points, like of course the overall articulations and the fact that you got a transparent orange shield and also a new weapon mold from 2011, so it's quite nice. So really a nice figure, even if it's not the most original, but still I think it's a nice figures for the weapons, for the shield, for the articulations, and for the overall design that we might end up to like. Then you have the dragon, and once again, nothing really new in terms of mold, so the recolor, at least in my opinion, is well done. I don't really have any big problems with the paint job. It was quite, it was nicely painted without any big problems. So overall, a good little dragon, but well, nothing really to add. The articulations are okay. And well, if you have already built a primal dragon before, you will not really be surprised by this one. So well, but if it is your first time, well, I think you might like it. It's a good one. No big problems. When after that, of course, you might like or not the head mold, but that's just a matter of opinion and tests. And finally, the most important, the ship itself. So first, the color scheme, in my opinion, is great because the dark red and white really mix well together. Plus the trans orange, dark gray, and black looks quite nice. Really adds to the overall mix. Then you have the part selection. So the part selection is okay. I think you got really interesting parts like all the L-shaped parts, which are quite useful if you want to mock some snot. Marks, by the way, so snot means studs not on the top, and obviously on this part they are also on the sides, so nice and useful part. And you're going also to have some more specific parts like the front of the ship, the wings, the big core engine right there, or core reactors. Also the fins with the printed Alliance logo are quite interesting. So overall, a nice selection of parts, some really useful, some other which are a little more specific, but can still be used in some mocks in a great way, I think. Then you have the construction, which is I guess okay. I mean, there is no big building techniques all over the place, but it's quite fun to add parts on the sides and to see the overall ship well take shape, take form when you build it, because in fact because it's really a nice shape, so it's quite nice. And like I said, in terms of plastic quality, apart from the connectors which can break quite easily, it seems, and this part on my set, which is just tend to just not fit, it all works pretty good with some nice clutch power between the bricks, so no problems apart from the one mentioned on this point. Then you have the playability. It's well, it's great because like you will have the handle, which is really nice if you want to just to play around with it. I think kids will like it because well, you just have to you can just take the ship with the handle and just fly it around. So it's really a nice idea. Plus it can also be used as a gun with the little trigger on the front. So yeah, nice ship. And for those, and also you have to mention, well, I have to mention the wings, which are really nice because they are mounted on ball joints, and it really makes a difference because you can really move the wings the way you want and really change the overall shape of the ship like that. So it's really great that they thought of this ball joint mounted wings, because well, it was already the case on the previous ship with my Megabloks in 2010, but here I think it's a new level because of how the ball joints is put on the wings. It's really a change of things around. And finally, it goes the overall shape of the set, the design itself, and well, let me say you that it is just great because, like I said, this thing is called the Mako. The Mako is a shark, and this thing just looks just like a shark, in fact. And because thanks to many elements, first, the overall curved, rounded shape of the elements. You have first the head, then the glass right there. Then on the side, you have this nice little curved part, which are followed by this curved part right there, and also this one here, plus the wings. You also have to notice the wings, which are on the wings or the fins, which are on the sides, then at the end of the ship, plus finally the wings itself, which are really good. And in fact, if you look at the ship from a top view, it just looks great in my opinion. It just looks great. And even if it has some bulky parts like the core reactors or the chain guns, they just look nice. They just blend pretty well with the rest of the design. The only problem I might have with the design is this black part on the side, because well, you really got a slop brick or some slop studless brick right there, and then it's all broken by this part with big studs, and also it comes in black, and the black is a minor color in this set, so it's quite rare to have some black directly after the red. But apart from that, really a wonderful, beautiful design. In fact, I think this is one of the best ships that Megabloks released from the Dragons Universe scene, because well, it got a nice color scheme, it's got a nice design, the construction is fun, the parts are good, and finally, yeah, the design is just really nice. It just looks like a shark, and it's really original and pretty creative. And if you want to talk about the set itself, well, like I said, these things cost like $20, and for this price, it's totally worth it. Of course, the two figures are not really new molds, it's mainly recolors, but they are good recolors. These guys come, like I said, with a shield and a weapon in trans orange. It's really good. And then you got the ship itself. So overall, a wonderful set, and I can just recommend you to buy this one, because this is the fourth and final ship that Megabloks will release for this Dragons Universe theme. So well, just go for it and buy it, because it really deserves it. It's a great set, and well, it really deserves your attention, I think. It's really worth its price, and well, great set, guys, and I think that's all for this review. So I hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to ask, and well, that's all. So see you later for another video review. Bye bye!